Welcome to the channel. Today we're gonna learn about trunk ports. This technology is going to allow us to carry multiple VLAN traffic between switches. So let's start. The first task is configure the switch interface to PC as access port. We had already covered the access ports in the previous lab, so we're gonna do that really quickly. So enter switch 1, put to the right and CLI. Access port belong to one single VLAN, so we are going to enable global configuration mode, and we're gonna use interface range command, fast Ethernet 0, 1, 2. Switch port mode access, and he belongs to VLAN 10. Well, both of them, both of that interface F02 and F01. Switch port access VLAN 10. We don't create the VLANs, but this command switch port access VLAN 10 creates for us, so we don't need to create a VLAN by ourselves. And we have VLAN 10 and we have VLAN 30, so the same interface range F0 3 to 4. Switch port mode access, switch port access VLAN 30. Okay, he creates for us. Now do show VLAN brief. Here we have VLAN 10, VLAN 30, the full name, and he has associated their interface 01, 02, and 03, 04. So we had already covered task number 1, and task number 2 is to make this link between the switches gigabit 01 a trunk link to carry multiple VLAN traffic. So interface, let me exit. Interface gigabit 01, and you're going to be trunk switch port modem trunk. Okay, he is a trunk now. Switch port trunk allowed VLAN. What VLANs? Okay, here is going to pass VLAN 10 and VLAN 30 for this link, but never is going to pass VLAN 20, because the traffic from here, from VLAN 20, is going to pass to the router first, and the router is gonna say, oh, you come from VLAN 20, but you wanna go for VLAN 10 or VLAN 30, so I'm gonna quit you the VLAN 20 tag and put the VLAN 30 instead. So here is going to pass or VLAN 30 or VLAN 10, but never VLAN 20. So we are going to allow only VLAN 10 and VLAN 30. Switch port trunk native VLAN. Native VLAN is a feature for devices that don't support encapsulation of 1Q. We don't need it anymore, so we can disable it, but we're gonna use an VLAN that is unused, like disabling it. So switch for trunk native VLAN 999, and that's it for switch 1, I think. Let me see. The connection between a hatron allowing only necessary VLAN. Configure and using VLANs the native VLAN. Make sure all necessary VLAN exist on each switch. We're going to go switch 2. We have to do something similar. CLI. We have here a mismatch native VLAN. We have to correct this now because it's gonna stay annoying me all the time. It's mismatched because native VLAN is VLAN 1 by default, so you can change the native VLAN in every port. Enable configure terminal. We're gonna first configure the Tron port interface gigabit 01, switch port mode Tron, switch port Tron native VLAN 999. We hope no more of this error because we have now native VLAN 999. It must match now. Switch port Tron, allow it. We had already said VLAN 10 and VLAN 30. Exit. And now we are going to configure the access port for the VLANs. So interface range F0 2 to 3. Switch port mode access. Switch port access VLAN 10. Okay. Now VLAN 20. Interface range F0 1 to 2. Switch port mode access. Switch port access VLAN 20. Okay, do show VLAN brief. Have our VLANs. VLAN 20 is only fast01, so we had to correct that. Interface fast02, switch port access VLAN 10. Now do show VLAN brief. Okay, now it's correct. VLAN 10, fast02 and 3, VLAN 20, fast01. That's it. And do show interface Tron. Here we have port gigabit01, active, on, encapsulation, .1q, trunking, native VLAN 999. VLANs allows on Tron 10,30. VLAN allowing an actively managed domain 10. Oh yes, that's why they told us to create the VLANs. We don't have VLAN 30 here, so he can tag it with a correct VLAN. We need to create that. So and conft VLAN 30 name VLAN 30. And now do show VLAN brief. Here we have our VLAN 30. We need to create it to use the tag. That's it. And now show interface true. Now we have allow and active manage domain. The VLANs are created and used. So that's okay. I think we had already finished with the switch, but we need something to make the inter-VLAN routing, right? Configure the command using router and stick. Here is our new frame for the inter-VLAN routing. Assign the last usable address of each subnet to R1 sub interfaces. Okay, we haven't finished yet with the switch. We need to configure this gigabit 02 as a tron, because here is going to pass all the traffic that comes from this end host, and this is tron, so it's going to go target. And if it is going to go target, the router is going to see, okay, you wanna go to VLAN 30. I'm gonna quit your VLAN 10, your VLAN 20 tag, and put VLAN 30 and pass to these trons links. And in the trons, always going to be tagged unless you use the native VLAN, but we are not going to use it in this lab. So switchboard mode tron, switchboard tron allowed. We're gonna allow all the VLANs. Here is going to pass all the VLANs in this VLAN 10, VLAN 30, VLAN 20, 10, 20, 30. Switchboard tron allowed 10, 20, and 30. Oh, I'm not using VLAN. Now it must work, I guess. Yes. We are gonna left this, and that's all for the switch 2. Now go to the router. Now goes to the router CLI, and gigabit 00 is the interface that we are going to split into virtual interface. Sub interface is the name that we use. That is to change, to split. In this case, we have 3 VLANs, so we're gonna split that in 3 VLANs. Okay. Enable interface gigabit 00. No shutdown. That is all that we're gonna do to gigabit 00. And now interface gigabit 00, and we're gonna use 10. That is our sub interface, and it works like a normal router interface. So we are going to put, hey, first, how does this interface knows which VLAN belongs? He needs to know a mechanism to know it. Well, he knows with encapsulation. .1q, and then the VLAN. We said 10, so we're gonna be 10, and now the full gateway IP address 10.0.0. VLAN 10 default gateway is 62. 255. Okay, slash 26 max is 25, 26, 192. That's it. Now interface gigabit 0, the 20, encapsulation .1q20, IP address 10.0.0.what dot to 126.255, the same as And the last one, interface GLE0030, encapsulation, the old one Q30, and IP address 10.0.0 dot what is last 28. It falls in the 64 block size, so we had to add 64 to 128, and that is 192. So it's 190 the default gateway, 191 is a broadcast, 255, 255, 255, 192. Do show IP interface brief. Here we have our sub interfaces with their respective IP address up. That's it in the router, I guess. We don't need more of that. I wanna see the Tron show interface Tron. Okay, here we have gigabit 02 is strong on, is working, and the VLAN is 1, it's default, we don't change it. And gigabit 02, all the VLANs are allowed, like we said before, and enacting manage domain 10,20,30. Everything looks fine. So we're gonna make the test, the connectivity. This PC in VLAN 10, command prompt. Okay, we're gonna need a ping to another PC in VLAN 10. This VLAN number 1. This PC that one. 10.0.0.1. Yes, we can. Now we're gonna make ping to VLAN 30. Okay, to VLAN 30, 130. And it's working. Now I wanna see the same, but I don't need to close that. But I want to see that in simulation mode. For example, if we ping VLAN in the same PCs in the same VLAN, it doesn't need the router. So we ping, and here's the frame, goes to the switch, pass for the trunk links, and go directly to the PC. It doesn't need to pass to the router. But what happens if we need to go to VLAN 30? He needs to do the inter-VLAN routing. Okay, here we have our frame. Go to the switch, and now he goes to the router. Yes, he does. Hey, you want to go to VLAN 30? You come from VLAN 10. So I'm gonna put you a tag to VLAN 30. Oh, VLAN 30, I know how to do that. It's going to GB01 and the switch 1 and send that to PC4, I think is yes. Okay, that's all for the lab.